Hi everyone, Letty here. Welcome to Hashtag Crafty Goals 2024. I am making cards all year long for Christmas, and so I'm going to share the cards and tags that I made for this month. So welcome back everyone. For Hashtag Crafty Goals 2024, one of my goals is to make Christmas cards every single month, at least 10. So I took out this Park Lane, this nice list that I got at Joann's. I had picked up the 6x8 paper pad, and it had 36 sheets, 6x8 paper. These are double-sided, and it does have some foil accents with red foil. So it's, I thought it was super cute. This was one of the few paper pads I purchased last year around the holiday season. And so I thought it was super cute. I love the red color. I absolutely love red. And so I thought this was just a really fun mix of patterns and prints. I love gingerbread people. So this is just super fun. And look at the red foiling on this. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning in person. Lots of cut aparts there. You see here some more of that red foiling. So every month I want to make at least 10 cards for Christmas themed. And so that way at the end of the year, I'm not rushing to make a ton of cards. I have everything ready. So again, nice list from Park Lane at Joann's. So again, this is a 6x8 paper pad and it was 80 pounds, which is actually pretty thick. And then I did pick up the coordinating ephemera pack. I will insert a still shot of what came in that ephemera pack here. You can kind of see it's just a little hodgepodge of different, themes and images. So again, this was Hashtag Crafty Goals 2024. Let's dive in. So for the project today, I did use up several of the sheets, but I did not even do a good dent on that. I did use up about half of the ephemera pieces. And I did bring in this gingerbread ink by Catherine Pooler. It's one of the new ones from last year. And then Gingerbread Kisses is a stamp set from Not Too Shabby. You see here that these turn pink, and it's because of this dye ink. Anytime you have a dye ink, it will change the color of your stamps. It doesn't impact the image itself. I've already made 11 cards off camera. I just matted a 3x3, added a fun sentiment, and then I also stamped one of the little gingerbread men from the stamp set. I had these leftover scraps in my stash from the last month where I had messed up on the orientation, so I added those into my project today as well. You see here I had stamped with that gingerbread ink from Catherine Pooler. You saw there I just used some craft cardstock as well to make my little gingerbread. I had some scraps. So I have two projects today. So I did some tags, and I've already done all of the tags off camera. So I'll do a full recap at the very end of this video. And then as far as the cards, I've already done 11 of them, and I'm going to do the 12th one on camera with you here today. So I have all of the pieces that I'll use, and I'll give you all the dimensions. I have a large A2 mat, 4 inches by 5 1/4, just my standard size mat. And then I also have an inside mat that's 4 by 5 1/4. And again, these are the ones I had left over from my last month's project that I'm incorporating in today's project. I have an A2 size card base. This was just half of an 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock. I'm going to add that on the inside. And then I do have a layering 3x3. So I have a 3x3 piece of paper and then a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 piece of cardstock, craft cardstock that I'm going to mat it. I get a little bit of a 1/8 border all the way around. I have a little scrap strip that's 4 inches wide that I'm going to add into the inside of the card. And then I have my sentiment as well as the little gingerbread that I stamped out on some light craft paper and then colored with some markers. So I'm going to start by adding that mat that goes on the inside of my card first. And so again, I mentioned last month I had done the wrong orientation on my cards. I had already stamped these out vertically, and then I ended up doing horizontal cards. So I ended up with 12 of those left over, which was perfect for this month. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my mat to the front. And you saw there, I also did add a scrap onto the inside of the card. So this is also going to leave that little 1/8 border all the way around. I'm going to glue down my 3x3, and I just cut this out from this paper pad. It's pretty easy because the width of the paper pad is 6 inches, so you can get two, going across from the width. And so now I'm going to add that to the top of my card, making just a really easy Polaroid card. I am adding just a couple of little dark decorations here, which is my sentiment that I stamped in that gingerbread color, and then my little gingerbread man that I stamped on some craft cardstock so I could avoid some of the coloring on this one. This was going to be super easy coloring because all I had to do was color the little candy cane and the scarf and then add a little bit of white elements. So let's go ahead and dive into the full recap. So again, this was for Hashtag Crafty Goals 2024. I used the Park Lane Nice List 6x8 pad and ephemera pack from Joann's, as well as a Not Too Shabby stamp and a ink from Catherine Pooler. And so what I did was made 12 cards. These are A2 size Christmas cards that I'll put into my stash and have them ready to go. I was able to finish up those inside inserts from my previous project last month. So I've got a couple different designs here. Here's the first one with this sort of pattern paper. And then here's the second one. And so what I did was I looked for patterns that were non-directional, so that way I could cut two mats from each sheet of 6x8. Here's the third option, and then here was the fourth option. So again, I just looked for something that was non-directional and I cut it down. I got 2 mats from one sheet of 6x8. And then I made some little tags with the scraps that I had left over. I probably will come back in and put 2 in frame on the inside, but at least for right now, these tags are done. I popped up some of those ephemera pieces right on each of the tags just to give it a little bit of extra dimension, and I was able to use some of those smaller pieces of ephemera that came in this pack. You see here, I didn't even add any sentiments or anything because I thought these would just be perfect to add to some presents at Christmas time. So I have 2 goals that I was smashing today. One was my 10 Christmas cards, which I made 12, and then the second one was to make some craft fair items or pre-items that I'll need for the season later on, and so I made 12 tags as well. So again, I used that nice list from Joann's, and again, this was for hashtag Crafty Goals 2024. I'm just prepping all of my Christmas items all year long. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. If you have this collection, take it out, make some cards or tags. Happy crafting.